went to a really, really fancy restaurant. This is not too long ago. It was super, super fancy place in New York. It was one of the top restaurants in America. It's called Jean-Georges, and it's in the Trump Building by Central Park. And the thing is, like, I'm certainly a lot better at it now, but I've always had this problem, this self-consciousness when I'm in a fancy place or like flying first class or something, where I get kind of uncomfortable and just assume everybody's looking at me like, you know, I won some sort of contest or something. You know, and I'm obviously I'm a lot better about it now, but I still have that feeling like people, you know, if I'm in first class section, somebody's like, "Oh, look, honey, the Make-A-Wish Foundation is flying a boy out." So anyway, I go, and I'm more uptight than my girlfriend is, and we go make reservations. I get there, dress really nice, and put in my reservation, or, you know, my name, and guy goes, "Okay, we'll have your table ready for you in a minute. Have a drink at the bar." I was like, "Okay." And I go over and order a glass of wine, and then like 3 minutes later, little guy in a tuxedo comes over, and he's holding this like silver like tablet thing that's like slightly bigger than his hand, you know, this like whatever you call it, and he comes over and he goes, "Monsieur, your table is ready." And I was like, "Oh, okay," but I don't know what the tablet is about, you know, the silver thing. And I'm like, and I'm thinking like, am I supposed to tip him, or that's kind of garish, right? You don't do that, right? And so I'm like, and now like every second that passes, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, and I'm like really starting to get really self-conscious. Like, you know, he's just standing there. I'm like, do I reach for it? I mean, do I insert it into the table? Is that how the table starts, or what? What is? I don't know what to do, you know. And I'm standing there, and every second feels like a minute, and I'm like, and I'm not, you know, grinning like the retarded foreign cousin, you know. It's just like America, you know, like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, you know. And then he eventually, after a couple seconds, he takes my wine glass and he puts it on the tablet, and it's like, oh, that's what it was for, you know. And the wine glass was just, it was doing fine in my hand. I had no problem with it. I didn't, you know, there was no, you know, there was no danger of me going, "Fuck you, bitch," you know, like I'm perfectly capable of transporting my own wine to the table. You know, I've done it a million times, but that's how classy it was. He was like, took the glass and put it on the silver tray, and then just walked 10 feet to my table, and that's all it was for, is to give my wine a little silver ride. How about that, wine? That was a classy little ride, wasn't it? A lot better than being in that hand. And we're sitting there, and it's really good food, and we're enjoying it. And then about halfway through the meal, I have this epiphany, and I like realize, and I go, "Wait a second, you guys, this isn't worth $500. Come on, where's Ashton? Where is he?" You know, and no, but it was good and everything, but then at the very end of the meal, you get the dessert. And there's every course, there's like 7 courses, and each course is like 3 things in the course. And then we get the very grand finale. And the dessert thing is this big, hand-carved, like chocolate mountain thing. And then on the top of the chocolate is a real sheet of real gold. Exactly. Yeah. Tasteless, odorless gold. To eat. And I thought, wow, man, if that isn't the ultimate fuck you to poor people, I don't know what is. That is an awesome gesture of fuck you, poor people. And I started thinking about the journey that gold took to get to America, like starting in Uzbekistan and like a mountainside where some like 60-year-old guy with, making $5 a week, has got stubby little fingers and they're kind of half nubby and they're always all scarred and everything. He's crawling down this cave to, with his blasting caps and his nitroglycerin. He's trying to get, just scrape out any gold. I must make Susu her medicine money, and then, and they're like, come on, old man, get that gold out, get the dirt out, get those nuggets out. It's got to go to America. And then they load it up and they take it to the smelter. It was like some 100-year-old guy with scoliosis and missing both eyes and pockmarked from all the gold that's coming out. And he's like, come on, smelt it faster. Let's go. It's got to go to America. Make those bricks. Make those gold bricks. And then, like a bunch of, 8-year-old kids with hobbled legs, are loading it up into the freighter, Please, I hope I am free someday. And then they get the gold and it gets on the ship and they bring it all the way to America and then they shave it off and you put it on your dessert and you're like, hey, yeah, thanks a lot. Anyway, so then I closed the bond at a 4.7 merger and then, yeah. And that's so funny. What'd you say? You had to get Suso or medicine money? That's so ironic because I'm in the pharmaceutical industry. Anyway, I didn't even fucking enjoy it. Look at that. I didn't even taste it. Doesn't taste like anything. Where'd it go? I don't know. There it is, right there. You want to come get it? Come on, swim for it. That'll feed your family for a year, you poor fuck.